This is the Tropic Panics Gamers podcast, episode 86, New Era Loading. Today I welcome my guest, Tasha. Tasha, who turns 40 this month as well. Welcome, Tasha. Would you like to introduce yourself properly?
Proper. I'm Tasha. As you know, I am turning 40 this month. I thought I'd be a bit more scared about it, but to be honest, it just feels like it's just feels like it's a bit of a number. But it's an interesting number because I'm turning my 40s knowing that I've got ADHD, which I didn't know when I was rocking into my 30s. God, what else? There's all sorts I could tell you. My son's got autism and ADHD. My partner's got Hashimoto's. Even my cat's weird and wonderful because you can't have like normal food like a normal cat. You know, some cats like tuna and stuff. You can't have that because it gives him cystitis. A cat that gets cystitis. So our house is crazy at the moment. I'm going through the perimenopause. I've got a 12-year-old that's going through puberty. So
Brilliant combo.
yes, turning 40 with a hormonal teenager is it's an interesting time.
Yeah, so I've turned 40 by the time this comes out. And I have a
Yay!
9-year-old who is neurodivergent, autistic, and ADHD. But thankfully, he's not yet hit puberty, so I'm safe in that regard for now.
For now.
I've got that to look forward to, though. But yeah, so you mentioned that it's an interesting time of life. So how do you actually feel about turning 40, really?
Interestingly, um, it was only the other day that I actually realised, God, I'm actually turning 40 because in my head, I'm still an 18-year-old. And I keep forgetting that I'm actually not. I'm nearly 40 and I've got a 12-year-old. And part of me is like, this is awesome. I know who I am. I know what I like, what I don't like. I'm really stepping into myself. And then the other part of me is like, oh my God, these are the best years of your life. You better make use of them. You could be halfway through your life at this point. So I'm a bit torn between being excited and being a bit like, oh my God, I've got to make the most of this because this is the best it's going to get.
Yeah, so a lot of people say life begins at 40. What do you think about that?
So I'm not sure about it begins at 40. What I have noticed is that I I've stopped giving a shit. Sorry for the swears. I've just stopped caring about what other people think of me, what other people might say about me, particularly around like my clothes and what I wear. I've never been particularly fashionable. So now
Yeah,
I just dress for me now. The other day I went out in a rainbow coloured top and a black jumpsuit, and my other half said I looked like Rainbow Bright, and I'm like, I don't care. I just don't care. So I'll wear a headband like I'm in school because it's easier than washing my hair. I'll try and curl my hair, but I'm not much of a girly girl. So whilst I can understand why people say life begins at 40, for me, it's more about stepping into who I really am at 40 and not really caring what other people, whether I know them or whether they're strangers or not, actually think, because selfishly, it's all about me. It's all about how things make me feel, things that make me feel good. But also on the flip side, saying no to things and setting boundaries. But actually, no, I don't like that, so I'm not going to do it.
yeah. So I did a previous episode about boundaries and I realised how important boundaries actually are.
Yes,
Learning to
and
say no is important.
yeah, my favourite thing is no is a complete sentence. I've had this habit for years of if I'm saying no to something, I have to come up with this elaborate excuse as to why I can't go. Oh, I'm really sorry, I can't go because X, Y, and Z. Now I just go, no, I'm not going, I don't like that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. And
That's
it's
fair.
just it's quite freeing to be able to do that and be comfortable enough with yourself to say, no, I don't like it, so I'm not going. But also to have people around you that accept that that's okay and that's just who you are, and just go, do you know what? If you don't want to go, that's fine.
Yeah, fair enough. So,
Yeah.
what lessons have you learnt in your 30s that you're taking with you in your 40s?
The lessons that I've learned in my 30s, I think it all comes back to clothes and fashion and things again. So I've spent a long time trying to fit in with other people. And whether that's people that like know how to do their makeup, people that spend like an hour trying to do a messy do, um, trying to keep up with what's going on, what's fashionable. Can I wear Crocs now? Can I not wear Crocs? Can I wear these granny sandals? Is this acceptable? I can now wear socks with my Crocs. This is amazing. And I've I've spent so long trying to fit in that I never really fit in anywhere. And I think the biggest lesson that I've learnt in my 30s and my 40s, moving into my 40s, is just to be myself. Because being myself, I've found my tribe. So it's taken me up until the age of 35 to find a group of people that are just as weird and wonderful as me, accept me for who I am. We do weird and wonderful things together. Just today, we've been talking about doing an adults only trip to Alton Towers, and our friendship group ranges between, I think the youngest is 35 and the oldest is 60 next year. So we've got a quite a big group. But I think that's the key lesson for me, is to be myself, and the right people will find you and you will find the right people.
Yeah, I did that roughly at 35 too, so I'm glad I found it at some point in my 30s so that when I go into my 40s, I'm ready and I've got my tribe behind me. It's all
Yeah,
good. Can live your
it is.
best life now with your cheerleaders.
Yes. And I think that's the thing. I know that I can just be honest with them. Like, we've just been for a weekend away together, and some things didn't work for me. And it was nice to be able to say, do you know what? That didn't work for me. So next time I'll do it different. Whereas 10 years ago, I'd have said nothing, buried it, and then next time just gone, I'm not coming.
Yeah, I've got a lot of stories about things like that, so I won't go into
Yeah.
that. um, so what's something you wish you'd known when you were younger that you know now? Avoiding
Something that I
fashion. Don't talk about fashion.
no fashion. We
Change
can't
topic.
talk about fashion. Um, God, it's a tricky one because there's so many things, and I've already touched on it, but it is, I've tried to fit in so much with so many other people and tried to be like others rather than just being myself. So I've hidden a lot of what actually brings me joy. So I read a lot, and I read a lot of smut is the best way to put
Yeah.
it. But it makes it, I like it, I enjoy it. Some people call it fairy porn. In fact, my other half does. But I like it. It's a nice escapism. But for a long time, that was just something that I did and I didn't talk about it. And then when actually I opened up, it opened up this bigger world to me. So now I go to events, I meet authors, I make friends with authors. My friend Lindsay always laughs at me because if I've read a book and I really enjoy it, I slide into the author's DMs and I'm like, oh my God, I love this. And she's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm just showing my appreciation. But now when I see them, they're like, oh my God, it's you. And I'm like, yes, it's me. And it's built this really nice community around it that isn't just me at home reading by myself. It's me going out, spending time with my friends, meeting new people, and living my best life. And I think that's the big lesson for me, is to just be authentically me and not be ashamed or feel alone in it. And actually, the more I talk about it, the bigger my tribe and my community actually becomes.
Yeah, I found similar, but obviously not fairy porn. My niche is gaming, of course, which is part of my
Yeah,
brand. But yeah, I found
yeah,
similar in gaming. There's a whole world out there that a lot of people don't know about, and I'm glad that I'm part of that.
yeah. And I think you spend a lot of your 20s and your 30s not appreciating that there's people out there that are just like you,
Yeah.
and there's people that do these things and they get joy out of it. And actually, the more that you talk about it, the more people you will find. So yeah, just talk. That's my biggest lesson. If you find something and you enjoy it and you like it, don't be ashamed of it. Talk about it and find the people that like the same stuff as you. Even now, I was talking to one of Neil's work friends who came out for a meal, and we had a genuine, serious conversation about sprayed edges on books. Neil was sat laughing his head off. Paul, however, was genuinely interested about why sprayed edges are so exciting. He's like, and do you read these books? I was like, oh no, we don't read the special editions. They're shelf trophies. And he was like, so you never read them? I was like, no, I read them on my Kindle. But he was genuinely interested. And it didn't matter to me that other people were chuckling because he wanted to know more, he wanted to understand. And I found that quite a bit. You know, when you mention fairy porn to people, they're like, oh, so what is it like? Is it really graphic? I'm like, yeah, it is. It can be really graphic, yeah. But it's also really fun because it's fantasy.
Yeah. Great. So, what's the biggest challenge for you as you turn 40?
I think the biggest challenge at the moment is the dreaded perimenopause, because it is here and it is trying very hard to kick my ass. Um, but we are fighting against it. I think my biggest challenge at the moment is I've got the skin of a teenager, and I'm on some random thing, and we're in the purging stage at the moment.
Wow.
Which is beautiful. So yeah, so like it's gonna get a load worse before it gets better. It's like, but I'm 40. I should have nice skin like other people do. And I just don't. So I'll be honest. Yes. So that's my biggest challenge at the moment. So whilst I've got this confidence around, I'll wear what I want, I'll look how I want, I'll get into what I want. On the other side of it, I'm really self-conscious about my face, which is quite a big part of who you actually are, and people see all the time.
So, how did you know you were in perimenopause, if you don't mind me asking?
This is going to sound really bad, but lots of Googling and lots of chat GPT. But it's true. And I also read lots and lots of things about people with ADHD being in perimenopause, and particularly menopause, sooner than everybody else. I was like, great, another benefit of having a neurodivergent brain. Wonderful. But it was things like night sweats. Oh, I don't like being too hot and I don't like being too cold. Night sweats. No, thank you. And like, I suppose it's brain fog, but I'd be talking to someone and I'd be trying to think of a word like table, and my brain was just going, don't know what that is. Don't know what a table is anymore. We've completely forgotten. And then, like I say, like my skin, I'm like, why is my skin doing this to me? I'm not a teenager. Sort yourself out. And again, there's all sorts of kind of science and things behind it. I tried HRT for a couple of months, but if I'm honest, it didn't do a lot. So the GP took me off it, which I'm fine with. So yeah, just muddling through with some menopause at the moment, and it seems to be doing the job.
Well, I hope I haven't got it yet. I haven't had the night sweats or anything, so I think I'm safe for now.
Good. Fingers and toes crossed.
But being neurodivergent as well, I'm very aware that you can get it a bit earlier. But I hope,
Yeah.
because my mum only got menopause, she didn't get perimenopause, and it hit her at 55. So I'm hoping that I take
Oh,
after
fingers crossed.
my mum.
Fingers crossed.
So, going from the present to the future, what are you looking forward to in your next decade of life?
What am I looking forward to? I think I'm looking forward to doing more. This is going to sound really bad. Adult stuff, because obviously Josh is now 12. And even though he's neurodivergent, we will get to a point where he can be left for longer than 20 minutes whilst I run to the pharmacy. We will get to that point. And I think I'm really looking forward to almost go back to, like, when you were first dating, when you were with your partner and you'd just go out and you'd do things like, I don't know, like you'd go Alton Towers, you'd just go somewhere for the day. And I think I'm really looking forward to being able to kind of almost relive our dating life because, as you know, being a parent it's a full-time job. It's difficult. You can't just drop everything and say, see you, son, we'll be back tomorrow. It's not one of those things. So I'm actually really looking forward to having that confidence that I didn't have when we were first dating, but being able to just kind of get up and go somewhere and say, should we do this today? And go, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I've been quite lucky in the last year because my sister-in-law, who's Dewey's only auntie, takes him away on little holidays every now and again. So when they
Oh,
go on holiday and my husband's actually at home because he works away, we can go on a day trip somewhere. So we've been to Liverpool for the day, we've been to Chester for the day. We can just go out anywhere and we don't have to be back by a certain time, so we can have tea out as well as lunch, and it's luxury.
it is. That's
We get to do
lovely.
that roughly once a term if we're lucky.
Still, it's still once a term more than me.
Well, you'll get there soon, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
But yeah, we never dated in the first place, really. We just got together and did stuff in the home. We didn't really go out because we're video gamers, so we just played video games. That was
That's
our
okay.
dating life.
That's okay. It works. You're still together.
Yeah, gaming couple goals and all that. So that's what you're looking forward to. Is there anything you're not looking forward to over the next decade?
We're back to the menopause again because I know it's just the run up to it, and I can already be quite tetchy. Is that the right word? And I know that it's only going to get worse. I know it is. So I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to just my body getting older. Like things are going to go south. We know, it's just what happens, isn't it? And already, like, I noticed I've got a new forehead wrinkle the other day, and I'm like, oh no, I don't want it. I want to pretend I'm 18 again, pretty please. And I saw, I've already got dodgy knees, so I know my dodgy knees are going to get worse, and my back aches, so I know that my back's going to start aching even more. So I think I'm not looking forward to my body beginning to fail me. Just as I've got to the point where I'm like, yay, freedom, we can do more things, and my body goes, yeah, no, you're
Well,
lying
if
down
you
in
want
bed
a
for the rest of the week.
recommendation for helping that, I recommend Pilates. If you've not tried
Oh,
Pilates, try Pilates because that helps
okay,
reverse it. And
okay.
I've got hip leg problems and back problems. I've had back problems since I was 19 technically because I did an injury to myself. Well, no, my husband caused an injury to me. But anyway, that's a story for another day. But yeah, I've had chronic back pain for years, but Pilates has actually helped. And I've been doing
Okay,
Pilates for many years, so I'm fighting
something
it
for
at the
me,
same time. So if you've not
something for
tried,
me to get into then and get a bit more flexible.
yeah, there's yoga as well, but Pilates is all about building your strength up. Yoga is more about flexibility, in my experience. So if
Yeah, and
you've got a choice, go for Pilates.
yoga, they move too quick between like one pose and another, and it's like I can't move that fast.
I'll have just been to the yoga festival when this episode comes out.
Oh,
So
lovely.
it was yoga for all ages and all abilities. So I hope I managed to keep up.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, so is there anything you want to promote?
I was thinking about this because I don't really run a business anymore. So during COVID, I decided that working full time from home and homeschooling wasn't enough. So I was going to set up my own little business. As you know, Tasha the Moonchild was born.
Yeah.
Um, I guess the only thing that I can currently promote is my cute little Instagram where I talk about all random things, whether it's books, whether it's ADHD stuff. And I should have checked what my actual tag is. I think it's Tasha, the dopamine hunter. I think that's what it is.
Rings a bell.
But yeah, might have to double check because I can't remember what my actual at
It'll
thing
be in the
is.
description of the podcast.
Yes, yes, I'll do that influencer thing. It'll be down below.
Yeah.
And something that people don't know yet is that instead of running a business, I've turned my attention towards volunteering instead. So, something that is coming up is I'm going to be running a parent peer support group for parents who've got neurodivergent children like me in the local area. So, I'll be meeting with them once a month just to give them that kind of safe space to chat about all things neurodivergence.
And where's the local
And
area?
oh yes, that would help, wouldn't it? It's Stoke-on-Trent in Staffordshire, although technically I'm in Newcastle, but we are neighbours. But I'm doing it on behalf of a charity they've got different ones all over the place. So again, we'll put the details
Yeah.
in the bottom. Because what I've realised is instead of selling stuff, I'd rather impart my wisdom and my time instead. Because there's no pressure then, is there?
Fair enough. All right. Well, thanks for being my guest today. I hope you've enjoyed our conversation, and all the best to you for your
Thank you.
birthday. Have the best birthday.
Thank you.